Namaskaram, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, sloka 3. So in sloka 3, Bhagavan says, among thousands of persons, hardly one strives for perfection. And amongst those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So here he says, 1 in 1,000 people attain perfection. And those who have attained perfection hardly know me in truth. So here Bhagavan in this chapter gives us knowledge about himself. So Arjuna has got that opportunity to know about Bhagavan from from his mouth. And through this chapter we learn about him. So Bhagavan here it says, people do not take effort. Very few take the step to understand him. That is, we learn Itikasa, we learn Puranas, we learn Bhagavad Gita, and we say, I know so many slokas. But it is not enough. You have to apply what we learn from all these scriptures. How Lord Rama lived, how Bhagavan Krishna, he helped his devotees, how he killed the Asuras, under what situation he killed the Asuras, how Bhagavan came to the rescue of Gajendra. So we learn all this, but we don't go through that bhakti mark properly. That means we don't follow what is given in the scripture. We read scripture, but we don't live by scripture. So when you hear he says one in 1,000, he attains perfection. Even if it attains perfection, he does not know God in true form. So in the sloka, Bhagavan uses the term siddhi. Siddhi to refer perfection. So the people who read the scripture, they do not follow what is given in the scripture, do not try to attain perfection. So they do not know him fully. They do not know him in the truth about him, about his divine qualities, about his leelas, about his glories. We are actually wasting this birth. Getting human birth is very, very, very rare, because after so many births, we got this human birth. So this human birth must be used to attain moksha, so that we will not get any more birth. We should get ourselves relieved from the cycle of birth and death. So God has shown us this way. Bhagavan has shown us this way. Bhagavan has given this Bhagavad Gita. So let's follow that. So that is what Bhagavan says. So Bhagavan tells Arjuna, you listen to me carefully. I am going to tell about myself. So that he is a creator. He is everywhere. He is all pervading. He is all knowing. So such a great, the supreme God is talking to Arjuna and revealing him about Bhagavan, about himself. This is a golden opportunity those who read Bhagavad Gita to know about Bhagavan. So the opportunity has to be used well by people like people, because this birth of human being is a boon. So this is a message we get from this sloka. So Bhagavan says, those who read the scriptures but they do not follow the scriptures. So what is expected from us? Let's live as per scriptures. And Bhagavan talks about devotion in 11th chapter and 18th chapter. In many slokas, he talks about bhakti. He talks about devotion. How a devotee can understand Bhagavan fully. How a devotee will have a vision of Bhagavan. How a devotee will know the true, the divine qualities of Bhagavan. So we should realize that. We should enjoy getting that knowledge. So Bhagavan says, jnana, that knowledge. And when we apply that knowledge in our practice, that is, we should do sadhanas. So when we apply the knowledge, what we learned about, what we gained about Bhagavan in the practice, in the practical life, then we experience God. That is what Vijnana. So Bhagavan wants that Jnana and Vijnana to be enjoyed by us. So only then we know about Him. Only we know about the truth. He is the creator of the God. We know about the creation. If we know about the creation, we learn, we understand the creator of this Prakriti, this Prapancha. So Bhagavan is giving information on himself. This is what Jnana. This Jnana is very important because you have this Jnana but you are not going through Bhakti Marga, that is also not useful. And going through Bhakti Marga without knowing about Bhagavan is also this. Because when you read Ramayana, you think of Rama, how he suffered in Vanavasa, then what are the struggles he had to undergo during that, and how we face that. So what happened is our mind thinks of that, and we recall what happened to Rama in Vanavasa, how he suffered, how many things he lost in his life because of his Vanavasa. So we learn, that goes on in our mind. The thought about Rama, thought about Sita that goes on in our mind. So that is what Bhakti. And we feel, and our mind will be feeling sorry for Rama, sorry for Krishna, sorry for Sita. So that is because you love God. You say you are a devotee of Bhagavan. So what happens? We assume that everything, we are part of what all happened there, and we feel as if we were there and we couldn't do anything. So this is sort of devotion. That is why when we go to temple, what happens? When we look at the deity, there are tears in our eyes. That is because the mind goes to Ramayana, Mahabharata and other Puranas, how God comes to the earth to save us. And on his way, he undergoes a lot of things. So he trains himself for the sake of devotees. That is what we learn from Purana. That is why we feel somehow uncomfortable when we see Bhagavan suffering, especially in Ramayana. In Krishna Avataram too, we feel that how Krishna is made to go from one place to another place, how Krishna was separated from his biological parents on the first day itself, and he was brought up by Yashoda, and that, so there are some incidents which make us feel happy, there are some incidents which make us feel sad. So, we involve ourselves so much in the Puranas. That is why we think of that and we bring out all these emotions. So, through Bhakti Marga, we understand that Bhagavan wants us to understand to himself. So when we realize the glory of Bhagavan, Leelas of Bhagavan, and we think of Bhagavan through Bhakti Marga and do service to him and attain him. This is what the path shown by Bhagavan. This is how we can attain Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is giving us knowledge about himself throughout this chapter. So in this sloka, the first sloka, he talks about perfection. perfection in Bhakti Marga. How to attain perfection in Bhakti Marga? By getting knowledge about himself and by thinking of him always and following Bhakti Marga and attain moksha. So let's first realize God. So God realization should be our goal. So to realize God, we should know about Him. Like how when we teach God, when you learn, the teacher teaches any subject in the class, any topic in the class, she must tell the students why the students have to learn that topic. So the purpose of learning has to be explained. Only then the children will show interest. So they will be more interested in learning about it. So this is what we see in this Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan telling Arjuna to pay attention to his avatara, to his history, to his glories, so that we understand. The, the most important point is he comes to the rescue of devotees. He is there within us. And he comes, whenever we think of him or we call him, immediately he comes, like how Gajendra was saved by Bhagavan when Gajendra called Adimulami. So this is the greatness of Bhagavan. He loves his devotees. So we should understand that only then our mind will think of him. So with that knowledge, yes, Bhagavan is there. I should think of Bhagavan. He will come to us at any time when we are in trouble. But we should be thinking of him always. So when that knowledge gets into our mind, and we think of him every time and by different names. For that we know about him. That is what Bhagavan says in this sloka. In fourth sloka, Bhagavan says, earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are 8 components of my material energy. So Bhagavan explains his creation. Bhagavan explains about Prakriti in this sloka. Prakriti is material energy of Bhagavan, the Maya created by Bhagavan. And Bhagavan wants us to listen or Bhagavan wants us to hear from him. So if we want to know anything about it, he will be happy when we talk to him. He will be happy when we listen to him. So let's learn from him. Let's listen to him. That is what Bhagavan says in this sloka. So Bhagavan tells Arjuna, yes, I'll tell you about the Prakriti. I'll tell you about the material energy, the energy of mind, this Maya, what I have created, that is Prakriti. So let me tell you all this. So you listen to me. So you want the devotees. Here you find Arjuna, according to this sloka, he wants Arjuna to get the information from him directly, the direct knowledge. So through this, we also get the knowledge about Bhagavan, information about Bhagavan through this chapter. And here Bhagavan talks about himself, his divine qualities, and his, uh, his achievements, his leelas, and everything. So this particular chapter is talking here. He talks about the creation. He talks about Ajit and Sit. Those which have life, those who do not have life. Ajit, Sit, and Ishvara. And Ajit and Sit belong to Ishvara, that is Bhagavan. And Ajit, Bhagavan says it is mine, so I am there. So he is there in everything. And every Jivatma has got Paramatma within himself or herself or itself. So Paramatma lives in all living things. And he is there in Ajit too. He is taking care of it. He created Ajit. He is taking care of Ajit. And he is living in all living being, that is this. And he has created Prakriti. So here what is the message is Goddess, that is Saya. Saya and Bhagavan, they go together, created this Prapancha. That is what? Prakriti. Then we find the Prakriti is like a tree grows out of seeds. So you find there are 24 philosophies born out of Prakriti. So that Prakriti turns into Mahan, that is Buddhi. Then from Mahan, Ahankara. So you have got Mula Prakriti, you have got Mahan, and you have got Ahankara. So these three. Then we find from Mula Prakriti, you have got that is the from Mula Prakriti, you have Mahan, then you have Ahankara. Then from Ahankara, you have got Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas. And from Sattvic, we find Jnanendriyam, the organ, sense organ. So you have got eyes, ears, nose, then mouth, then skin. Then Karmendriya, which Jnanendriya related to Jnana, knowledge. Then Karmendriya responsible for work. So they are known as Karmendriyas. So we find with our mouth we speak, or with the tongue we speak, then hands for action, then legs for walking. Then you find there are two which are unclean organs. So these two are for letting out the waste from our body. So Jnanendriya 5, then Karmendriya 5, then you have got Manas. So here it says mind, that is 1. So 5 plus 5 plus 1, 11. So 11 from Sattvic. Then he says from Tamas. He says from Tamas to Panchabhutas. So Panchabhutas, when he says 5 elements, the 5 elements we find earth, that is land, then water, then fire, air, and space. So 5 you have got. And Tanmantram, that is chapters, then Parish, touch, then Rupa, color, then Rasam, that is taste, then Gandham, that is smell, Manam. So there are 5. So you have got 5 elements, then you have got Tanmantrangal 5, then you get. There in Sattvic you have got 5 plus 5 plus 1, 11. And here you got 5 plus 5, so you have got 21. And God said 24 philosophies. The remaining 3, Prakriti, creative Prakriti. From Prakriti, Mahan. Then from Mahan, Ahankara. So 3. So 21 plus 3, 24. This is what Bhagavan explains in this sloka. So these are 24 philosophies connecting Panchabhuta. And our body is made up of Panchabhuta. And how our sense organs and the actions done by the sense organs and the organs are based on this philosophy. See, so the entire Prakriti is functioned by Bhagavan. So that is what he is teaching in this sloka. So in here you find, in the 4th sloka, we find he is making the 24 into 8. So here he says 8 philosophies. He is bringing down 24 into 8. So leaving some of them. What are the things left? Panchatanmantras, that is 5. Then we find Karmendriya, 5 that is left, is leaving. Then we find 5 plus 5 plus, then another 5 we find Jnanendriya, that is related to 5. What we learn from Sattvic, that is ears, nose, eye, tongue, and skin. So the remaining that is related to Panchakutas, 5. So 5 plus Prakriti, that is Moola Prakriti, the base. Then Mahan, the next one is Ahankar. Mahan, intelligence referred here, and Ahankar also, 8. So these 8 philosophies are dealt by Bhagavan in the fourth chapter. Fourth sloka. So this chapter gives us knowledge about its creation, how do they function. Even if one of the creation stop working, the entire earth, entire world, the all living organisms suffer. So that is what happening now. We find how we are suffering because of this corona. How our is suffering by lack of oxygen. Since there is oxygen not available in the air to breathe, how much death, how many deaths have been caused, how now people are suffering. So all are in Bhagavan's hand. So it is Bhagavan who created and who controls the Prakriti. So the Prakriti created by him and it is functioning on the philosophies created by Bhagavan, and we find the connectivity between Panchaputas and the human bodies and the actions of our organs. So everything is by God. That is, He has given us body, and the body functions only as per the instructions of Bhagavan. So this is what the basic lesson we have to understand. So Atma lives within our body, and within Atma, Paramatma is there, taking care of everyone. That is what he said. Achit and Chit both belong to Bhagavan. So this is very beautifully explained by Bhagavan in the fourth chapter. This is the knowledge about himself. So this chapter deals with this, and to know Bhagavan it is very important. Without Bhagavan we don't get sun, we don't get water, we don't get land. Everything belongs to him. We are here and enjoying this just as a tenant enjoys in the owner's place. So we are all only tenants. We are all temporarily we are enjoying. It belongs to Bhagavan. So it is our duty to take care of it well. So to understand this, we need to read the scriptures. We need to read Bhagavad Gita. Only then, that is what Bhagavan says. Read the scriptures, live by that, and follow Bhakti Marga, and take effort to attain me. So this is the knowledge, and we have to put it in practice by doing sadhana.